Against.
Councillor Atkins.
Against.
Councillor Atwell.
Against.
Councillor Bosher.
Against.
Councillor Coles.
For.
Councillor Corkery.
For.
Councillor Dowling.
Against.
Councillor Vazacali.
Against.
Councillor Fielding.
For.
Councillor Ferret.
For.
Councillor Fuller.
Against.
Councillor Heaney.
For.
Councillor Hockaday.
Against.
Councillor Hooper.
Against.
Councillor Horton.
Against.
Councillor Hunt.
Against.
Councillor Jonas.
Against.
Councillor Jones.
Against.
Councillor Madden.
Against.
Councillor Hugh Mason.
Against.
Councillor Lee Mason.
Against, Lord Mayor.
Councillor Morgan.
For, Lord Mayor.
Councillor Norton. Councillor Norton.
Against.
Thank you. Councillor Gemma New.
Against.
Councillor Robert New.
Against, Lord Mayor.
Councillor Peter Harris.
Against.
Councillor Pitt.
Against.
Councillor Purvis.
Against.
Councillor Sanders.
Against, Mr. Agland.
Thank you. Councillor Smith.
Abstain, Lord Mayor.
Councillor Stagg.
Against.
Councillor Smythe.
For.
Councillor Stubbs.
Against.
Councillor Swan.
Against.
Councillor Symes.
Against.
Councillor Udi.
Sorry, but abstain.
Councillor Vernon Jackson.
Against.
Councillor Weems.
Against.
Councillor Winnington.
Against, Mr. Aglands.
Thank you. And Councillor Tom Wood.
Against.
And Councillor Young.
Against.
Okay, Lord Mayor, we'll just total it out, Peter, if you don't mind, for the Labour amendment.
Okay, again, Peter, if you can just let us know the result as soon as you can. Thank you.
Yes, Lord Mayor. 7 for, 32 against, and 3 abstentions.
Okay, members, that amendment is also lost. So we now move on to the amendment from the People's Progressive Party. Again, we'll be taking a roll call. Stuart, if you can start that off as soon as you can. Thank you.
Okay, Lord Mayor. Councillor Rob Wood.
Abstain.
Councillor Ashmore.
Against.
Councillor Atkins.
Sorry, I missed that. Can I clarify what we're voting on? The Progressive People's Party amendment.
That's correct. The PPP group amendment.
Thank you. Against.
Councillor Atwell.
Against.
Councillor Bosher.
Against.
Councillor Coles. Councillor Coles? Okay, maybe we'll come back. Councillor Corkery.
Against.
Councillor Dowling.
Against.
Councillor Vazacali.
Against.
Councillor Fielding.
Against.
Councillor Ferret.
Unequivocally against.
Councillor Fuller.
Against.
Councillor Heaney.
Against.
Councillor Hockaday.
Against.
Councillor Hooper.
Against.
Councillor Horton.
Against.
Councillor Hunt.
Against.
Councillor Jonas.
Against.
Councillor Jones.
Against.
Councillor Madden.
Against.
Councillor Hugh Mason.
Against.
Councillor Lee Mason.
Against, Lord Mayor.
Councillor Morgan.
Against, Lord Mayor.
Councillor Norton.
Against, Stuart.
Thank you. Councillor Gemma New.
Against.
Councillor Robert New.
Against, Lord Mayor.
Councillor Peter Harris.
Against.
Councillor Pitt.
Against, Lord Mayor.
Councillor Purvis.
Again.
Councillor Sanders.
Against, Mr. Agland.
Thank you. Councillor Smith.
For.
Councillor Stagg.
Against.
Sorry, Councillor Stagg, could you say that again, please?
Against.
Thank you. Councillor Smythe?
Against.
Councillor Stubbs?
Against.
Councillor Swan?
Against.
Councillor Symes?
Against.
Councillor Udi?
For.
Councillor Vernon-Jackson?
Against.
Councillor Weems?
Against.
Councillor Winnington?
Against, Mr. Eglins.
Thank you. Councillor Tom Wood?
Against.
And Councillor Young?
Against.
Just going back, is Councillor Coles able to make his voting known?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can, Councillor Coles.
Yeah, against.
Against, thank you. Okay, that's everyone's voted now, Lord Mayor, so we'll just total up the PPP group amendment. Thank you.
Yes, okay, thank you. Peter, if you could come back to us and say again. Meanwhile, can I just ask members just to check some of their mics? Hopefully you've all switched them off, but there were a couple of mics on that we heard all the rustling noise, so it obviously made it difficult. So please just check you've got your mics off. Peter?
Yes, Lord Mayor. 2 in favour, 39 against and 1 abstention, Lord Mayor.
Close then. We are now moving on to the substantive, I believe.
Well, Lord Mayor, it's not the substantive factually because there's no amendments, so it's the original cabinet recommendation on the budget.
Fair enough. So we are moving on to the original amendment.
No, the original recommendation from cabinet, Lord Mayor.
Okay.
No amendments included. There are none.
The original recommendation from cabinet. Thank you for that, Stuart. Members. Are we going for a roll call?
We are, Lord Mayor.
Okay, Stuart, over to you.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Rob Wood.
4.
Councillor Ashmore.
4, Mr. Ragland.
Thank you. Councillor Atkins.
Abstain.
Councillor Atwell.
4.
Councillor Bosher.
Abstain.
Councillor Coles.
Against.
Councillor Corkery.
Against.
Councillor Dowling.
4.
Councillor Zacherley.
4.
Councillor Fielding.
Against.
Councillor Ferret.
4.
Councillor Fuller.
4.
Councillor Heaney.
Against.
Councillor Hockaday.
Abstain.
Councillor Hooper.
Abstain.
Councillor Horton.
For.
Councillor Hunt.
4.
Councillor Jonas.
Abstain.
Councillor Jones.
Against.
Councillor Madden.
4.
Councillor Hugh Mason.
4.
Councillor Lee Mason.
Abstain, Lord Mayor.
Councillor Morgan.
Against, Lord Mayor.
Councillor Norton.
Against.
Councillor Gemma New.
Against.
Councillor Robert New.
Against, Lord Mayor.
Councillor Peter Harris.
Against.
Councillor Pitt.
4, Lord Mayor.
Councillor Purvis.
4.
Councillor Sanders.
4.
Councillor Smith.
For.
Councillor Stagg.
For.
Councillor Smythe.
Against.
Councillor Stubbs.
Abstain.
Councillor Swan.
Against.
Councillor Symes.
Against.
Councillor Udi.
For.
Councillor Vernon-Jackson.
In favour, Mr. Ragland.
Thank you. Councillor Weems.
Against.
Councillor Winnington.
For Mr. Ragland.
Thank you. Councillor Tom Wood.
For Mr. Ragland.
Thank you. And Councillor Young.
Against.
Okay, that's everyone has voted. We'll just total those up for you, Lord Mayor.
Thank you. Peter, when you're ready, please announce it.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. 24, 15 against and 7 abstentions.
Okay, that recommendation has been passed. Do I need to add any other formalised words, Stuart, or is that fine?
No, the Cabinet recommendation, as you say, has been passed. That's been adopted, Lord Mayor. So that budget has been approved.
Okay, thank you. That concludes the debate on the budget and council tax and capital programme items. So that was must be a record actually on that one. So members, we are moving on to the next item. Just bear with me. Section 8, questions under Standing Orders 17. Members, as stated on the agenda, there are no questions for today's meeting. So members, that concludes the formal council meeting. I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to allow 10 minutes as we've finished on time. We will return in 10 minutes time for a private session for the selection of the Lord Mayor and Deputy Lord Mayor for 2021-2022. Please continue to use the same meeting link. We'll simply switch off the external transmission. Members, feel free to take a break, and can I just take this opportunity in public to thank the current leaders of the group. I'm sure some will be leaving, some will be retained, etc. But thank you very much over the period of time you've been leading the groups. I'm sure I've enjoyed very much this year being in this position with the group leaders. Thank you, group leaders. Members, take your break.
What time? 10 minutes, Lord Mayor. Do you want to actually specify a time so members know what time to work to?
Yeah, sure. 16 minutes past 5.
Thank you.